Hi, everyone. It's Rachel, Oracle spiritual teacher and healer. And today I want to do a message that's specifically for different generations. And why do I want to do that? Well, we come in with us as a soul with a specific group, and that specific group experiences things more or less at specific times in their life, right? So if you're a baby boomer, you might remember when, the Berlin Wall fell down and where you were and what you were doing, for example. So also different generations come in with a different frequency, a different collective frequency, different sort of soul contracts that they're collectively working towards. And they have different things that they want to individually experience, that they have to kind of wait for the right time on Earth to be able to have those experiences. So I've never done this before, so this will be fun for me. And I'm actually really curious to see what's the same and what's different. So I'll do baby boomers, I'll do Gen X, Millennials or Gen Y, and Gen Z. So we'll start with baby boomers. With them, I'm going to use this deck. I call it my Sedona deck. It is Mystic Art Medicine. And this artist, she did all these different paintings. And it's a very kind of shamanic deck, in my opinion. And so I'm picking a different deck for each generation that more or less connects with the frequency of that generation. It's not a perfect match, but I only have so many decks of cards. So for the boomers, I'm going to be using what I call my Sedona deck. So let's see it. I'm just going to pick 3 cards for each generation, and we'll see together what comes through. Oh, they want me to pick this one first. Passion. So as we know, a lot of boomers aren't working right now. And even the ones that are, it's important to go towards what's inspiring them, what they feel passionate about, because they still have a lot of power that can create change. And it's important that they don't sort of spend their time in a frivolous way, but that they keep doing the things and directing their energy and exploring their own passion, because it really does make a difference for us individually and collectively when any of us do that, regardless of the age. But for boomers, and this is generally speaking, they have the time and the space and the resources, right? And all the ways that resources appear to really focus on that. Okay, let's see what's next for the boomers. Integration. Yeah. So there's more than one piece to this. So as boomers start to get older, and some of them will, pass soon, but when we're in that stage of life, we start to reflect back over our life, and we start to integrate pieces of our life before we pass on. So what they're saying is to start to do that now, whether or not it's, your passings 10 years, 20 years, or, 6 months from now. The reason why they're saying it's time to integrate is because integrating now will give the baby boomers a more clear perception of how they've impacted things in their life, again, individually and collectively, and how they can continue to impact things. The other thing they've wanted me to say is, and this really happens, again, generally speaking, with every generation as they get older, there can be this tendency to compare, right? Well, the young people aren't like us and they should do this sort of thing. And if people go through this integration, so reflecting on their lives, reflecting on their choices individually and collectively, and processing it more in their system, they can come to more truth and wisdom now, which will help them make choices now and in the future. So it doesn't matter what age you are or where you are in your process of your life cycle. There's always time. There's always time to make a change, to have an effect, to have a realization. There's always time. Okay. Awakening. So, again, generally speaking, because this is a collective pool, there'll always be people who this won't happen for, and that's already happened for in different ways. But that, again, this process, specifically with the integration, the reflection and integration, there's going to be some realizations, again, coming more into wisdom, having an awakening. Small, big, doesn't matter. But gaining clarity, gaining a lot of clarity. And that'll help. Again, and what they're saying is not just integration with self, but understanding their role in society, the role that they play in society and how they can help, how they can contribute to the greater whole. Okay? So that's our boomer read. Up next, Gen X. Okay. None of the decks I pulled, again, are really the right ones for this group. But let me see which ones they want to use. Okay. All right. We're going to use this deck. This is Animal Power deck by Alyson Charles. Ooh, there we go. So, again, just 3 cards for Gen X. And let's see what wants to come through for them. Discover happiness. There it is. Very similar to the passion card. Same thing. Discover what inspires you. Discover what you want to discover. What do you want to experience? What brings you joy? Very similar to the passion card we pulled for the boomers, if not the same message. Basically, it is. Okay. All right, let's see what else. Trust, open-hearted vulnerability. Beautiful card. Yeah. So that generation specifically, just give me one moment. I really want to look and feel what they want to show me. Yeah. There's a lot of trauma still with this generation that hasn't been processed around feeling like they can't just be who they are and follow their own path. And there's some sort of conformity that has to be taken for them to survive. So trusting the open-hearted vulnerability has to do with just being authentically who you are. So if you're a part of the Gen X generation, I would encourage you to take a deeper dive into your own conforming nature or your tendencies, or how you have conformed in your life in different ways, how it has served you or how you perceive it served you? And can you let go of that conditioning more so and step into your wholeness and your fullness? Okay, last card for Gen X. Okay, the one that popped out. Yeah, connect more. This is connecting more with your higher self. With your spirit guides too, but they're saying specifically your higher self. So this is your wisdom self. This is who you are. This is who you are. This is your true nature. Your true nature. And the more we connect with our higher self and allow that our spiritual being to become embodied in our physical vessel, the more we come to our truth. The more we come to our truth. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. So that's it for Gen X. Next up, the Millennials. Okay, let me just get organized here. Okay, Millennials. We're going to use this deck by Sophie Bashford, Goddesses, Gods, and Guardians. I've been using this one a lot lately. It's been nice. It's been really useful in a lot of ways, that deck. Okay, so let's see what they have to say for the Millennials. If there are any similarities between the Boomers and Gen X. And again, we're all on our own path. Beautiful change. Wow. Yeah. Okay, let me look at what they want to show me. It's a Butterfly Maiden. This card brings up so much for me because the Butterfly Maiden comes, I could be mistaken, as either the Hopi or the Navajo lineage, but it's from the southwest of America, and it's land I really love. Oh yeah, it's the Hopi, because the Hopi wear their hair, or used to wear their hair like that. And I apologize if I'm mistaken. So I believe it's the Hopi. So this transformation that's taking place, I mean, it's taking place for so many people, but let me just tune into the Millennials specifically. Okay, they're saying that it's like the Millennials are really going to step up. That it's needed for them to step up. It's almost like the Millennials are going to be the new leaders forward. Gen Z is not quite ready. They're still young. But the Millennials are going to step up and help, transform things, take things to the next level, up level things, help get rid of the stuff that's not working, right? And bring awareness to things that aren't working, and have these innovative ideas around what needs to happen next and help leading the way into that. So they're helping to transform society right now. And again, this is a generalization. You might be a part of Gen X and be a part of this. You could be a part of Gen Z and be a part of this. This is a frequency. So if you kind of are in that sort of frequency of the Millennials, right? That's what's going on right now. Okay. Next card. Inner strength. Yeah, so with that leadership, helping lead things towards transformation, it's going to take a lot of inner strength to do that. Inner strength. In one of my other videos recently, I talked a lot about that inner stability that's important for us all to find right now. It's the same sort of idea: stability, strength, being persistent, even when you're maybe knocked down 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, to keep going. that tenacity, that persistency. And that only comes from being strong within. And this is for the millennials. Okay, last card. Watch your words. Yeah, this has to do with kind of like a fiery energy, like the anger or disappointment, anger, disappointment with things, and that coming out through whether it's written or through our voice, however we're expressing ourselves outwardly. It's how are we doing it? What energy are we putting out there? Is it flaming, fueling the flame, or is it helping to pacify the energy? Right? So transformation can happen more than one way. It doesn't have to be, this fiery thing that happens or like really dramatic. It can be with ease. It can be with calmness. It can be with stability. So, yeah, wise words. So far, every pull's been really different. Just that one card that was similar with Gen X and the boomers. So last up, Gen Z. And with Gen Z, I'm using this deck. I use this one a lot. Denise Linn's The Sacred Forest Oracle. All right, so let's see what we have for Gen Z. Generosity. Okay, this is interesting. What they're saying is that that generally speaking, this generation wants to think about what they don't have. I'm sorry, not what they don't have, but what they do have. What they keep being given, but also giving that back. It's almost like this cycle of reciprocity. Instead of being, displeased, and kind of retracting, going back and like, oh, I just don't want to participate. I don't want to be a part of this. It's actually offering up more of yourself. How can you offer up more of yourself? How can you be more involved? How can you be like participate? How can you participate in all of it? So it's talking about generosity of self and acknowledging and having gratitude towards the things that you do have. All that you've been given in small ways and in large ways. And that generosity towards yourself to feed the generosity of yourself. Beautiful message. Okay, what's next? Again, transformation, just like the millennials. So let's see what this is specifically for Gen Z. Yeah. This feels like how they show it to me. It's like everything you've known Gen Z is going to change and shift. It's like almost like black and white. Like this generosity card, you're going to be asked to step up more. I don't see Gen Z as being the leaders right now of the transformation, but they're riding this wave of transformation that's going to inspire them and encourage them more than what they feel right now. There's a lot of lack of inspiration with the generation, a lot of feeling almost kind of like pushed down, beaten down, like, oh, this has kind of been difficult. Again, I'm going to check out. It's like the checking out. So that generosity of self, sharing self, being a part of the process, participating. And then you're going to ride this wave of transformation more easily and be reinvigorated, inspired again, or for the first time if you haven't been yet. Okay. Last card for Gen Z. change. Yeah. Wait, it's hard to see with the light in here. It says change. It's just like transformation, but different. Okay, let me see what this is about. Yeah, they're saying change the way you respond. Change the way you respond to conflict. Change the way you respond to what you perceive as chaos. Change how you respond to distractions. Change how you respond to yourself. And so they're talking about almost like inner dialogue that generally is showing up for this generation. It's like defeat, again, like being pushed down, and it's not true. And so this generosity of spirit, generosity of self, riding this wave of transformation and rising to the occasion, of what is needed and will be needed as things continue to transform. So the transformation is happening on a big scale, but the change has to happen internally first before it happens externally. And with this transformation that's happening on a large scale, Gen Z will change. They will have to change. Everyone will. But this kind of defeatist sort of energy, like I'm checked out sort of energy that they have will change. It will need to change. And again, they'll feel more inspired soon. Not too soon, but again, as we keep transforming, that they'll want to change. They'll be inspired to change. All right. Very neat. I enjoyed that a lot. So I hope you did too. And I hope you got something out of that.